back to my channel. Today's video is pretty exciting. So instead of waiting and doing a big collective book haul over a couple of months, I decided to do a little smaller book haul today. I've got a couple of books this fall and I'm very excited to read, hopefully get to this fall and winter. So I don't have too many books, but I thought it would be fun to switch it up and do smaller book hauls once in a while and not only huge ones with books that I bought ages ago. So here are some books that I bought this fall and that I'm very excited to read. The first book I want to talk about is a book that I'm currently reading, and that is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. Stephanie Perkins is the author that wrote Anna and the French Kiss trilogy, which I adore. So when I found out that she wrote YA thriller books, I know this one and then she has another one too, I really wanted to pick it up. So I'm currently reading this, so I haven't finished it yet, but we follow this small town, small high school, and we mainly follow Makani, who moved to Nebraska to live with her grandmother. She's previously lived in Hawaii with her parents. She seems to have like a troubled past in Hawaii, which you don't really get to know yet. Like, I don't know what happened when she lived in Hawaii, but something that made her change her last name, and she doesn't want people to know, and no one really knows in this small high school, small town in Nebraska. And all of a sudden, teens are getting killed, murdered, gruesomely murdered, and people are wondering what the heck is going on in this small town that nothing really happens. 2 teens get killed, one in the house and one in the high school. And it's very good so far. It is a YA thriller, which made me a little bit nervous. You know, I didn't really know if it was gonna be scary or, you know, but I was really spooked out when I read one chapter that was just like, so I'm really enjoying it. Obviously I haven't finished it yet, so I can't say my overall thoughts, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I think it has a lot of good quality to it, and I do love Stephanie Perkins as an author, so that helps. So we follow Makani and her boyfriend Ollie, and they are just kind of trying to find out who did it with the rest of the town. So I'm really enjoying it, and I think her second YA thriller is called something with the woods, like dark woods. I don't really know, but I want to get my hands on that one too, because so far I'm really enjoying this. The next book I've picked up is the only one that I've actually finished, and that is Misery by Stephen King. This was my second Stephen King novel, and I did enjoy it, but definitely not as much as my first Stephen King novel that I read, which was The Institute. So in here we follow a writer. He's a very famous writer who have written a lot of best-selling books about this woman, Misery. And he decides to kill off Misery in his latest book because he's kind of done with her story and her. But his #1 biggest fan is not happy about that he killed off Misery in his books. So she kidnaps him, tortures him, does gruesome things to him, and makes him write a new book where Misery comes back to life. And at times it was pretty boring because you only follow these 2 people in her house and how she does all these bad things to him. And she's also a former nurse, which makes it creepy because she has all this knowledge about the body and medicine, and it's creepy, but a little bit boring at times. But it's Stephen King, so my goal is to read all of his books. So it was good, it was okay, but nothing really special, I would say. I know there's also a movie out that I really wanna watch, so yeah. The next book I pick up is also a Stephen King book, and that is Salem's Lot. First of all, I love this cover, so freaking pretty, and I have no idea what this is about. I'm thinking through the cover and the title, I hope we get maybe a little witches, vampires. I don't even know if Stephen King writes those kind of stuff, but it says, do you believe in vampires? So I'm very excited about this one. A chilling classic from the #1 bestseller. Don't know what this is about, but I bought it and I'm very excited about it. Let me actually read the back because I'm intrigued. Salem's Lot is a small New England town with white clapboard houses, tree-lined streets, and solid church steeples. Of course, there are tales of strange happenings, but no more than in any other such town. Ben Mears has returned to the lot to write a novel and exorcise the terrors that have haunted him since childhood, since the event he witnessed at the Marston house. He finds the house has been rented by a newcomer, a man who causes Ben some unease. And then things starts to happen. A child disappears, a dog is brutally killed. Nothing unusual, except the list keeps growing. sounds really good. And next book, moving away from horror and thriller, we have a fantasy that I'm very excited about, and that is For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. I've seen this cover all over YouTube and Instagram for ages. I think it's a pretty old book. Like, I don't think it's a new release or anything. I think it's pretty old because I feel like I've seen it a long time now. But I finally decided that I want to pick it up because I've heard great things about it. I think it is a Red Riding Hood retelling, but I'm not really sure. But looking at the cover and from the title, I can imagine it is. And I love my fairy tales, and it's so cool to see them in a new perspective, an author doing a great job with them. So I'm very excited. And I feel like this is going to be a perfect read for the winter maybe, because in the fall I'm more in the mood for thriller and horror. But fantasy, I feel like it's just perfect for winter, and this cover to me screams winter, so hopefully I will get to this before the year ends, and I'm very excited. The first daughter is for the throne, the second daughter is for the wolf. Oh wow. But yeah, it is not too big. I think it's gonna be a perfect fantasy for the winter, and I'm so freaking excited. If you have read this, please let me know what you think. The next book I picked up is Angels and Demons by Dan Brown. So as you know, and if you follow my channel, I just read The Da Vinci Code and I watched the movie and I really liked it. And this is another book by Dan Brown. It's actually, we follow the same character as in The Da Vinci Code, Robert Langdon. I didn't know that there was more books with him as the main character, but there's a bunch. There was like an entire series with him, and this is the first book, and I think the Da Vinci Code is the second, but I don't think you have to follow them in order, because I don't think it follows the same thing. It's just follow the same character. And I really liked the Da Vinci Code, and I really liked Robert Langdon. Very excited to have my hands on this, and I definitely want to buy all of the books in that series because, as I've said, I really enjoyed it, and I'm very excited. And I think like all of the books are in the same type of way as the Da Vinci Code. I think it follows, you know, cryptic symbols and passwords, messages. I think it's all those vibes, which I really enjoyed. So very excited about this one. Hopefully I will get to this one before the year ends as well. Let me actually read the back. CERN Institute, Switzerland. A world-renowned scientist is found brutally murdered with a mysterious symbol scarred onto his chest. The Vatican, Rome. The College of Cardinals assembles to elect a new pope. Somewhere beneath them, an unstoppable bomb of terrifying power relentlessly counts down to oblivion. In a breathtaking race against time, Harvard professor Robert Langdon must decipher a labyrinthine trail of ancient symbols if he's to defeat those responsible. The Illuminati, a secret brotherhood presumed extinct for nearly 400 years, reborn to continue their deadly vendetta against their most hated enemy, the Catholic Church. Okay, so it actually sounds a lot like the Da Vinci Code, which I'm all here for. The next book I got is a historical fiction, which I don't think I own any historical fiction, which is just out of my mind. Like, what the heck? Mind blown. I've always wanted to read, but I just haven't gotten any. And I have a lot on my wish list, and I finally picked one up, and that is Salt to the Sea by Ruta Septis. And I have so many books that I've been wanting to read that are historical fiction, but I just never got to it. I never picked them up. I never was really in the mood, but I was like, it is time. I feel like also winter is the perfect time to read historical fiction because I think it's going to be pretty heartbreaking and difficult and tough and sad, but also very important and magical in some way. Very, very important to just learn about this stuff and actually realize that this happened. Like, we have to know our history and we have to learn from it, and I think it's very good to read about these kinds of stuff to get a perspective on things. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. As you can see on the cover, it looks pretty sad and heartbreaking, and yeah, I'm just very excited about it. I love to also learn a lot when you read, not only for fun, but it's also really great to learn stuff when you read. And you know, when you just finish a book and you're just like, wow, like that feeling, you know, of importance. And I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm very excited to read this, and I think it's gonna be perfect for a gray, snowy winter day. Let me actually read the back of it. Each one born of a different homeland, each one hunted and haunted by tragedy, lies, and war. As thousands of desperate refugees flocked to the coast in the midst of a Soviet advance, Four paths converge, vying for passage aboard the Wilhelm Gustloff, a ship that promises safety and freedom. Yet not all promises can be kept. Inspired by the single greatest tragedy in maritime history, best-selling and award-winning author Ruta Septis lifts the veil on a shockingly little-known casualty of World War II, an illuminating and life-affirming tale of heart and hope. Oh yeah, so I think it's gonna be very heartbreaking and sad, but I'm very intrigued about it. So the last book I got is also a Stephen King book. Are you surprised? No. It is Pet Sematary by Stephen King, and this, guys, I'm gonna tell you, I've heard a lot of people say that their favorite Stephen King book is Pet Sematary. So obviously I have high hopes, which I shouldn't have because you probably get disappointed. But I've heard a lot of people say that if you are gonna read Stephen King, read Pet Sematary. So I'm very excited for this one. I have high hopes. I'm a little bit scared because there's a cat on the cover and the name. I hope it's not actually about pets dying because I can't handle that. I hope not, because I can watch whatever, like, and not cry. But if there's cats or pets in general dying, I'm gonna cry. I can't handle it. I can't. I'm sorry. But I don't really know if it's actually about pets dying or if it's just the title and the cover. I don't know. Let me actually read the back because I don't think I've read it myself. The house looks right, feels right to Dr. Louis Creed. Rambling, old and comfortable. A place where the family can settle. The children grow and play and explore. The rolling hills and meadows of Maine seem a world away from the fume-choked dangers of Chicago. Only the occasional big truck out on the two-lane highway growls out an intrusive threat, but behind the house there's a carefully cleared path up into the woods where generations of local children have processed with the solemn innocence of the young, taking with them their deep departed pets for burial. A sad place maybe, but safe. Surely it's a safe place, not a place to sleep in your dreams, to wake you, sweating with fear and foreboding. Okay, that didn't give much clearance to me, but a little bit scared, intimidated by this, but also very excited because people have been raving about this and really been recommending this to me, that this is their favorite Stephen King book, so very excited to read this. So yeah, that was it for my little fall book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have read any of these books, please let me know. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in one of my next videos. Bye!